Hey everybody, this is Cherokee Edwards from Cherokee Edwards Inspires, where we're going to have shows here to talk about life, to talk about what makes your life special, what makes it better, and everybody working together, because together everyone achieves more. Acronym for the word team. Stay tuned and let's get it on. All right, well, we are here with a new addition to the Cherokee Edwards Inspires. I have a very good friend of mine, a personal friend of mine. This is Officer Sterling Perry. And Sterling, do me a favor and first of all, welcome to the show.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, man. So Officer Perry is a Williamsburg, James City police officer, and I want to make sure that we go over. I know a lot of people have their views and takes on law enforcement, and I want to make sure that we set the record straight and we see that there's always two sides to every story. And I know, Officer Perry, you hear a lot about, it's unfair, this is happening. We always hear the tragedy, the end result of something. And a lot of times it's in let's be honest, it's in the urban community that we see. So do me a favor, give us a introduction on you and, on your pedigree and stuff.
All right. Like you said, I'm Sterling Perry with the James City County Police Department. I'm going on 20 years there now. It's the only department I've been with. I was born in D.C., and like I like to say, I'm raised around the world. My dad was military, so I was a military brat. So I grew up around, all types of people from different walks of life. I went to school in D.C. I went to school in Baltimore, Maryland, where, yes, I had a lot of cousins in there. So, I saw the fights, the stabbings, the shootings and stuff like that outside of the schools. And I'm just here to offer a different perspective, not necessarily change anybody's mind, but get them to kind of open it up.
Right.
Different possibilities and different avenues to look at other than just what you see or hear on TV or social media or something like that.
So you and I did a show about was it a month ago now?
Yeah, a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it was a few weeks ago down in Hampton. We spoke with at-risk youth, and since then we actually had a lot of good rapport. A lot of calls came in, and you don't get to see this, you don't get to hear this, and I feel like it needs to happen because you guys take such a bath. And I'm not saying that every officer is like you, but I'm definitely going to go to bat for somebody like yourself because, obviously I speak to everybody, all walks of life. What would you like to say about even talking about that group and that, that presentation we did?
Well, I'd be the first to tell you there are bad apples in every bunch. No matter where you go, there's going to be bad apples. And unfortunately, those are the ones that get most of the attention and make everyone look bad.
Oh, yeah.
I would venture to say 99% of the officers you come across are out there are the ones trying to do the right thing, just want to go home to their kids and actually do care about the community and making it a better place for you to live and thrive in.
Right.
So it's all as well. Attitude begets attitude. And everybody has off days or bad days, and we're not immune to it.
Right.
We're human just like anybody else. The only difference is we put on a badge and a uniform and risk our lives on a daily basis to make other people's lives more
safe.
Protect other people. Yeah, make other people's lives more safe as well.
Right.
So.
And I will say this, when I do my speaking engagements, everybody, I definitely have officers, law enforcement as my guards. And whether I did book signings or, presentations with thousands of people there, you never know who's going to jump out of character or come there in their character that's going to be detrimental or tragic and leads to tragedy.
Yeah. The world is full of evil.
Right.
And police is there to kind of help thwart the evilness that's going to come your way. The one thing I say that's good and bad about social media is, you definitely have a lot more information out there at your fingertips.
Right.
But the negative side of that too is, unfortunately, it gives people a voice that probably shouldn't have it.
Right.
And then you have to kind of weed through what's real, what's not, the good and the bad. And that can be a difficult thing to do if you don't know what you're looking for or where to look.
Exactly. Well, on that note, Officer Perry, tell the people, what do you look for? What is something that you look for, that says, hey, this might not be right, or, because we're talking about maybe even racially profiling. We hear that all the time. We hear it in the barbershop. You and I we share the same barber. What is it? Tell us, what is it that you look for?
Um, there's a number of factors and things that we look for that the average person is not going to be paying attention to because you don't do this on a daily basis. I mean, we're doing it when you become a police officer. You're a police officer 365 days a year, 366 on a leap year, and when you're off, you're still somewhat in police mode.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're looking at people's behaviors, the way they carry themselves.
Right.
And unfortunately, now not necessarily because of the way you carry yourself makes you a certain type of individual.
Right.
But it's a clue. It's just something to look for.
Right.
I mean, if I go out in uniform, you're going to assume I'm a police officer.
Right.
Okay. Unless you see the badge that says police, I could be a security guard. So until you check it out, you don't know whether to dismiss what you see or not.
Right.
So when I get out there, the first thing I'm looking for, so let's just say when I do a traffic stop or something like that, most of the time I'm reactive. I react off of what I see, whether it's an expired inspection, registration, you're speeding or something like that. I always react.
Right.
Even regular calls for service, we're reacting to something.
Right.
We get a call, we have to go.
Right.
That's how that works. So when I get there, I'm looking at your demeanor, just the way you're behaving. Sometimes glancing at things can let me know that your indication of going for a weapon or something like that.
Right.
I'm unfortunately in the mind frame of prepare for the worst.
Right. And hope for the best.
Yeah, prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
Right.
Like I said, I want to go home.
Right.
I have not once in the 20 years that I've been working got a phone call say, hey, you're invited to a barbecue. Miss Johnson's going to have a plate for you.
Exactly.
You know, it's Miss Johnson's having a barbecue, but Uncle Ricky and Uncle Williams are fighting. So we need you to get over here to break them up. Right.
They don't even give you as much as a hamburger off the grill after you break it up.
So everything we go to is it's usually not somebody's best day or it's starting to go down the wrong path. So we get there, we already know we're there to squash whatever it is and try and move on to the next call or the next or just in that situation. So your demeanor helps a lot. And instead of the whole negative, oh, you're only here because I'm Black or you're only here because of this, that, and the third. No, we're not. Right. I have better things I could be doing than dealing with you.
Exactly. And I'll say this, especially on your behalf, and there's several friends that I have on the force, guys, and Officer Perry is as cool as they come. I'm going to tell you. I mean, I'm looking at him right now. If you saw him right now, you wouldn't know if he was a police officer. He just looks like your brother. You know, he looks like somebody that you would do anything. And like he said, he's human, you know, and the police force gets a bad rap, like our community gets a bad rap. If we go out, sagging and pants hanging low, we can't expect a lot of positivity there. So some of this we have to help as well. And I would think that, as far as coming in from North Philadelphia, born and raised, and literally having nothing but, growing a hatred, if you will, for police officers and not given the right, both sides of the story. Right. I guess I thank God for the ability to have grown to this age and being able to make my own decisions and not listen. Because back then, you listen to friends and the police are going to kill you. They're going to do this. And nowadays, it's okay. If you wear a hoodie and you're Black, you're probably going to get executed before you get home. If you have asthma and you go into your pocket to get your asthma pump, you have a very good chance of getting shot. And I really think that that's crazy.
That's inaccurate. I mean, like you said, I grew up, I didn't know. I knew I wanted to be a police officer at an early age. So I did what I could to make sure that path I wouldn't wander off that path. So I stayed out of trouble for the most part. A little mischievous. I like to say I was misunderstood, but,
you human, baby.
I didn't do anything to go to jail or get arrested for anything, And like you said, the way I dress is the way I dressed when I was young because, believe it or not, in our community, the way you dress, you need to look good for somebody to pay attention to you, the females.
Exactly.
So I dress nicely. I don't let my pants sag a lot no more. But, and my clothes aren't as bad as they used to be. That's just with the changing times.
Yeah.
But yes, your appearance is going to say something about you. I always tell young guys, when we're in the barbershop, when people want to chop it up, or even when I'm out on the streets talking to people, if you grew up in a community where the only thing you see about another group of people is what you've seen on TV, you're at a disadvantage because as Black people, if you grew up in a community of all Black people and you rarely get out, and comedians make jokes about how white people talk on a regular basis, and the stereotypes that they have of white people.
Right.
So when you actually go out and meet these white people and they're not like that, you're like, oh,
Right.
okay.
Exactly.
Well, flip that coin. If a white person grew up in a mostly white neighborhood, mostly white school, a few black people here and there, and the only thing they know about us is what they see on TV, and think about what we're showing on TV and music videos and rap videos. And then all of a sudden they see us. Well, the perception they have of us is what they know from TV.
Right.
So when they meet somebody like me, you, that we know how to talk, we know how to check our emotions.
That's right.
You know, we don't just fly off the handle. They're like, oh, okay, well, you're not exactly what I thought.
I've heard this so many times. It's amazing you said that.
And I mean, the sad part is, the most flack I used to get was from my own people.
Yes.
You know, oh, you're Uncle Tom. You're the whitest black guy I know. Something like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, because I know how to talk.
If you're articulate, you talk white if you're articulate.
Yeah. So, and we make that out to be a bad thing.
Right.
And it's not.
No.
So it always baffles my mind how we can make something that's supposed to be positive and turn it into a negative. Right. And like I said, I police James City County, which for the most part is white people. Yeah. Most of the time, if I do have some type of problem or something like that, it's usually from my own people. When I go to those communities, first thing I want to scream is, oh, because I'm black. No, it's not. Right. It's because we got a call or because you're doing this.
Right. I didn't know who you were before I got here.
So my challenge for me is I always want to change people's minds. Right. I'm not going to be what you think or what your perception is. Right. Don't get me wrong. I still dress nicely, earrings in my ears. Like you said, you probably wouldn't be able to tell I was a cop.
You look like a G, baby.
Yeah. So, I try to stay fly. All right. But at the core of me, I'm me.
That's right.
And I don't have to be the stereotype that's perceived in order for me to be me. Right. So I challenge you to be a leader. Follow your own path. Don't follow the norm. So
I think that's really important. I think you and I, we've been friends for like 10, 12 years now. Yeah. We worked out in the gym together. I mean, like I said, I wanted you on this podcast to try to help erase some of the stereotype and also to help these people that are lost with just looking at the social media and the news. When I tell people, I really don't like the news. I don't watch the news.
I don't watch the news either.
Yeah, I don't watch the news.
Mainstream, I don't watch.
Yeah, I mean, you listen right now, the coronavirus is killing everybody that's breathing air right now. I mean, the numbers are up there. I'm not going to sit here and make light of it.
No, the coronavirus, like you said, it's a serious deal.
Yeah.
It has the potential to get out of hand. From my understanding, I believe they have something that can fight it now, which is what they use for malaria.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's a good and positive, but let the mainstream media tell it. Die in the next couple of weeks.
Oh yeah, we're done. We're like, stay in the house with your loved ones because that's where you're going to perish.
And like I said, do your own research. Fact of the matter is, the flu still kills way more people than the coronavirus has.
Hey, I just had my checkup, my physical, and my doctor, Villanueva, said exactly those words. So, but because it's so abundant and it's so normal and natural for somebody to get the flu, we don't hear about how many people that kills a year with 20,000 people.
Yeah, we've grown accustomed to it.
Yes.
It's become a norm in our society. So.
Yes. So in retrospect, as far as now, we talked about what you look for, right? And tell us some of the things you've done with the community, because I've seen you do it. I mean, I know that, you had the nickname Super Cop up here, and I always laugh when I hear it because you're my buddy, but I'll see you in the street. I say, hey, the guy's in great shape. You run, he's going to catch you. He's going to run down. But all the great stuff, it kind of like goes away. Just like you said, you don't get asked to go to the cookouts and to the parties or to a wedding or something. You've protected people almost half your life. Right. Tell me, some of the things you enjoy about being an officer.
I mean, for all the negatives that they try to show you that we have, I mean, there's the positive definitely outweigh the negatives, which is why I still love what I do.
Right.
Because I've been in the same community for 20 years, I know quite a few people that when they see me, hey, what's up, Officer Perry? And, it's all good.
Yeah.
I actually nowadays may get invited to something, because I'm just known like that.
That's right.
So when I show up on a call, I think I've garnered the respect over my career because it's been shown. And like you said, it's been passed down by word of mouth that, hey, that's a good dude.
Yes, it has been.
Which helps me out a lot. So when I show up on the scene and people are like, oh, it's Officer Perry. Okay, they know I'm going to be fair.
Right.
You gotta go to jail. You gotta go to jail. You're gonna get a ticket. You're gonna get a ticket, and
Exactly.
it's warranted.
No favoritism.
Yeah. So it is what it is. But that's over years and years of working up my reputation, which is very important. And we have officers out here today. I would say my department really has good officers. We really do.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, if we did have some bad apples, I'd be the first one to try and get them out of there.
That's right.
But we really have good officers, and the only thing they want to do is like to go home at the end of the day, try and get through their job, get through their day, and help you out as much as they can. So I would just say, next time you see an officer, you get more bees with honey.
That's right.
We know you may have had a bad day. We're not the ones that caused that.
That's right.
Just give them a break. See what happens when you change your demeanor and not be the angry black person.
Yes.
That that we have been portrayed to be.
Right.
Just see what happens with that. And even if the officer is rude, there are ways to go about that. Call the supervisor.
Read his badge number.
We get in way more trouble with our supervisor than we ever could with you arguing with us on the side of the road, because all you do is make it more legitimate as to why we're taking you to jail in a few minutes now.
Exactly.
So call the supervisor. I always tell the youth and everything, I can't change your attitude. I can only affect mine.
Yeah, just
so
yours.
You can be as mean and rude as you want to be, but that doesn't make me have to be that way in return.
That's right.
And then if it's the police officer that you feel is being mean and rude, and like I said, get the name, and you can report it to the supervisor right after that call or right after that stop or whatever that moment you have with that officer. Okay. It will be taken care of. It's not overlooked. Okay. I can promise you that.
We're going to pause for a minute for the sponsors to get their words in.
If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
All right, Sterling. So back to what we were talking about. How long do you see yourself doing this? You've been doing this for over 20 years. How long would you like to do it?
I'm coming up on 20 in July.
Okay.
And I'm 42 years old.
Hey, me too. So don't even worry about that.
I see at least 10 more.
At least 10 more.
Rolling,
yeah.
As long as I can. I honestly do love my job. It's not one of those where I'm just saying it because it sounds like the right thing to say. I've been childhood dreaming. I'm living it out. So
right.
If I wasn't being a police officer, I honestly have no idea what I would be doing.
I think that at the same time, we need you on the force. I try to tell people a lot of times that, like you said earlier, for every bad thing that you hear, there's probably 100 good things or great things that have happened. Would you say that?
Oh yeah. We actually get thanked way more often than we get flack from people. I mean, people just coming up to us, hey, thanks for what you do.
Yeah.
Whether I'm in a restaurant or something like that, hey, somebody just bought your meal. And I'm like, oh, who's that? Well, they wanted to remain anonymous. I mean, we get stuff like that all the time.
And I mean, what kind of world would we live in if we didn't have you? I mean, it'd be chaotic.
Yeah.
Wild, wild west.
Yeah, I think, man, the old cliche, like they say, when you're in trouble, who you really going to call?
That's right. It ain't going to be Ghostbusters.
No, it's going to be the police.
Exactly. You look at them. And you know, the other thing is I want to help these young, that's why I speak to the youth so much, is not just I don't want them to fear police officers, but I want to try to help them not fear themselves. Because as you said before, they're more likely to be executed by somebody that looks exactly like them that hangs around their neighborhood than a police officer.
Yeah. Truth of the matter is, you go out that door, you're not thinking to yourself, let me check out, make sure there ain't police around the corner. There's somebody that looks like you that you're looking for that may be around the corner.
Yes.
And that's the fact of the matter.
It is. It's true.
So it's a hard truth to swallow, may not want to be heard, but that's the fact of the matter. You are less likely to get killed by the police than somebody that looks like you. More likely to be struck by lightning.
I was going to say that too. Can you imagine? And you know, we're both black, right. and we've been young black males and coming through, and now I don't know what you call us. I still call us young.
Seasoned.
Yeah, we're seasoned. Yeah, we're mature right now. But when you see these, the news or the newspaper about, an officer killing someone, and generally they'll magnify it by it being,
headlines, white officer shoots unarmed black man.
Right. And that's going to sweep, and then everybody's going to protest.
Well, yeah, those titles automatically garner emotion.
Right.
And then after that, the only thing most people are looking for is something to justify their emotions.
Right.
So the media knows that.
Yes.
And it's all
they
about
eat it up.
Yes, it's all about the money,
right,
game, and the views and stuff like that when it comes down to it.
And I wonder why we don't protest when one black kills another black.
Well, I've got a view on philosophy on that too. We go after the easy target. If you protested that, you don't know what these so-called thugs may try to do.
Right.
Whereas you go after the police, we're not going to retaliate against you.
Right.
We're just not going to do that.
Right.
So we're easier targets, and anybody that's not the actual thug out there is considered an easier target to go after than them.
Yeah. We have what's called street justice, don't we? We don't talk to police, and we know who shot.
Right.
Tommy or Mike. But the cops interview you, say, I don't know, I didn't see nothing. I mean, we grew up in that world.
Yeah, that code of silence. And the reality of it is, the chances of these people coming to get everybody if they start speaking up is very, very, very slim.
Right.
To the point, it's not going to happen. It's not like that. It's not like what you see on TV where they're going out just killing witnesses and this and the third. No, that's just a false narrative right there. And we made it so it's easy. You can call in anonymous.
Yeah.
You don't have to leave a name or anything like that. And if there's a reward out there, what they do is they give you a number.
Right.
So we still don't know your name. You get a number. Go to the bank, pick up your reward, and move on. So there are many avenues out there for you to feel safe and give information safely without being exposed yourself.
Right.
I mean, think about it. Like I said, we're out here for you.
All right.
And that's the reality of it. We're out here for you.
Citizens on patrol.
Yeah. Well,
but maybe not exactly citizens.
Yeah, to a point, yeah.
Right. But, with license to do what they have to do.
You're a citizen in your neighborhood, and in a sense, you have a say of what goes on and what you allow to go on in your neighborhood.
That's right.
And the fact that you don't say anything lets that killer, that thief, whatever, know that, hey, this is okay.
Yeah, I can keep doing it.
Yeah, and they're going to keep making you the victim.
Yeah. I mean, I agree 100%. I watched it happen in my neighborhood, and, I had a best friend killed graduation night. And, to this day, I still feel it, obviously. But, you're talking about almost 30 years ago. And this guy was a great guy. I mean, he never got in trouble about anything. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. We're coming from a corner store. We're trying to get home. He gets hit by a bullet.
Yeah.
That the guy was shooting at somebody else, but the guy was running. He just happened to be running the same direction we were.
Yeah, usually the thugs that are shooting don't go to the range and practice.
No. And they hold their guns sideways like it's so cool.
It's always the innocent ones that get hurt. And
then,
it's not often that they hit their mark or anything like that. So there's always innocent bystanders somewhere around there.
We have to make these kids know this is not a video game. This is not Call of Duty when you shoot everybody up and then you just hit reset.
No, you can't pause. There's no timeout or anything like that. There's no restart, no extra man.
That's it.
None of that stuff. You got your one life and that's it.
Right. All right, buddy. Well, you know what? I got to tell you, Officer Perry, thank you again for coming on and shedding some light. If there's anything you want to leave the audience with, leave my guess. Again,
I'm not trying to get you to change your mind or anything. Just change your views and open them up. I mean, I would never tell you how to think and anything like that, but just have a different perspective. And if you know me, you see me out there in the streets, don't be afraid to say what's up. That's it. I can attest to that. That's my man. Sometimes if he's at a traffic stop, I throw my hand up. If he can look, he can look. But I can't. I know you can't keep your eyes off the person you stop. I'm focused when I'm on my business. Exactly. All right, guys. Well, thank y'all for tuning in again. Again, this is Officer Perry. Great guy. And like I say, if you see him in the street, throw your hands up, say what's up. I appreciate it. All right, now.